For the 5th time this season, these two great Manchester clubs in opposition, this time in the Football League. The end of what has been a disappointing week for Manchester United, robbed of a place in the cup final at the last gasp. But evidence of the great strength of these two sides in that when the World Cup 40 was announced this week, almost a tenth of that squad came from Manchester. 9 players from these two clubs. Manchester United today without one of their World Cup players. Nobby Stiles is not playing for United today. Francis Burns, who had a long run in midfield earlier in the season, comes back in the number 6 shirt. And because Ian Ure is still not fit, David Sadler continues at number 5. One of the surprise choices, I suppose, in the World Cup 28, but no surprise to Manchester United fans. So well has he played this season. Manchester City, they make one change from the team beaten on Friday by Derby County. Young Glennon is left out and Ian Bowyer comes back in the number 8 shirt, in fact, although he appears at number 9 on that caption you see on your screens. He and Francis Lee have switched positions. This means that number 7 will be Derek Jeffries, who has had only 2 full games and 3 appearances as substitute this season. A youngster who's come up through the juniors, one of the many talented young players on the books of the Main Road Club. So there then are our two teams. Mr. Ralph Kirkpatrick from Leicester is our referee. We've got a rainy afternoon and any minute now we shall be ready for the off. Mr. Kirkpatrick's penny came down in favour of City, so Manchester United in their red shirts defend the Stretford end goal in this first half. Those of you watching in black and white won't find it, I'm afraid, too easy to distinguish between these sets of colours, but United kicking from left to right on your screens. Willie Morgan given a free gift there from Oakes. Best inside hunting. Georgie Best, who's desperate to get his goal touch back, I fancy. Only 1 goal in 10 games since he got those 6 against Northampton. Bobby Charlton and Willie Morgan, both there for the corner. Sadler there, and almost turned in as Best came across there. Dummy from Sadler by the near post. Brian Kidd waiting at the far post, never really had a chance. Brian Kidd, one of the World Cup squad, and here Joe Corrigan. Oakes. Young up the wing and Lee offside in the middle. Flag up, ignored by Mr. Kirkpatrick. No, he's given it. Didn't see what for, but the linesman picked up something. And Mr. Kirkpatrick was quick to notice him. Francis Lee sorting out this line. Bobby Charlton shaping to take the kick. Clearand is there, but it's Charlton. Kidd. And Charlton going through. No foul. Burns, Sartori, Edwards. United must be wondering how their legs will stand up to a hard match on surface which is bound to be a bit heavy because of the rain. Those 2 tremendous cup semi-final replays during the week against Leeds, and the inevitable disappointment in the end of being beaten by 1 goal in 5 hours of football. Pardo, Young and wide. Neil Young, scorer this season of only 8 goals, which is a bit down on his average, but hit a lot by injury. This now is Morgan for United. Doyle. Pardo outside him, and the flag up for offside against Young. United's back 4 laying well up, and the linesman being given a busy afternoon. Alex Stepney. another of the World Cup squad. Tony Book out of play, so it's United's throw. Best to Charlton. Sadler. Oh, what a terrible mistake by Sadler. Neil Young, Stepney's got to come out. There's number 1, it'll be a penalty. Trainer on to have a look at Neil Young. Alex Stepney there did the only thing that was open to him. It wouldn't be condoned by the law book. Brian Kidd looking on, seeing City with the chance to go one ahead here. Joe Corrigan is glad that the opportunity to face the penalty hasn't fallen to him. And so Alex Stepney shapes up to face this penalty from Francis Lee, one of the real killer kickers in the game, but Stepney a very good record of saving penalties. Certainly saved one from Tony Brown of West Bromwich Albion this season. Saved another one, if my memory serves me right, in the cup against Northampton. Lee, and he scored. Francis Lee puts Manchester City 1-0 ahead in the derby game at Old Trafford. Francis Lee's 21st goal of the season. And really there, the culprit, I'm afraid, must be David Sadler, who was a little bit casual about his clearance and let Neil Young in. Crerand. Burns. Sartori. Corrigan facing into the rain. Foul given against Bowyer. And Sadler with this free kick. Good header by Edwards there. Crerand. Jeffries, a long punt and nobody there for City. Jeffries, I suspect there may be rugby fashion, aiming for a touch down by the corner flag, which might have led to something, but in fact just succeeded in banging it over the line for a goal kick. Edwards, back to Stepney. Booth. Lee. Doyle. Nobody there. Charlton. Best. Dunn. Charlton come to help him and plays a beautiful one too. Kidd, Morgan. Good football this by United and good play by Morgan. Three men there willing to pick up the loose ends. Sartori still going. Charlton gets it out to Morgan. Best, Kidd and Charlton at the back of the penalty area. Crerand, Charlton, nobody reading the 1-2. The whistle had gone for, I suspect, offside against somebody down on that side. Done. Man. Crerand, who's been in this game right from the start, had a great deal to do. Oakes, Young. Bowyer going through there. Morgan to Crerand. Doyle chasing after him. Left it too late. Doyle got him from behind and it was a foul. Just cool it a bit, says Mr. Kirkpatrick. Jolly looking referee, but knows what the laws are about and applies them. Young. Book. Lee. Sadler doesn't get it clear, but Tony Dunn does. Doyle. Book. Booth. Best. Lovely little wriggle, gave him space there. He's got Kidd with him and Morgan out on his right. That's Morgan. And it's gone in, number 1 from Kidd. A goal made in the first place by Georgie Best, wriggling to make himself space, feeding the ball out to Willie Morgan, and I suspect there may have been a little lack of harmony in the City defence. I think somebody's boot just touched it away from Joe Corrigan's dive, and Brian Kidd had time almost to look up and sign an autograph or two before he put it in the net for his 17th goal of the season. 1-1 then, City and United at Old Trafford. Man. Pardo. Bobby Charlton. Straight to Bowyer. Young. Young, still Young. Francis Lee. Lee, first time and off balance, did well to get in a shot at all there and curled it over. One for Man, he can afford to wait, and now he's left it too long. Charged down by Morgan. Joe Corrigan. That's a very good kick from Corrigan against the wind. Lee. Lovely bit of work by Lee. Pardo. 2-3 men in the middle, but Pardo can't get it over. Charlton back doing sterling work in the rear. Edwards. No, it's Burns. Best. Little miscue. It's very slippy and wet out there. Bobby Charlton and now Willie Morgan. Young. Oakes. Young. Doyle lurking way over on the right. Still Young. And Edwards it is who gets it away, but only as far as Oakes. Tony Book. Best again, looking across to Morgan on this wing, but not finding him. Man, Young. Pardo. Oakes. Brian Kidd with Bobby Charlton in the centre. Sartori coming up behind in support. Best behind him too. Morgan in the penalty area. But Kidd first must try and beat Jeffries. And if he beats Jeffries, he's got Tony Book waiting. Did well to get a throw. Burns. Edwards to Dunn. 5 forwards up in support of Burns, in support of Dunn. Morgan. Got Sartori with him. Charlton. Best! There were a lot of people thought that one was going in, and I suspect Joe Corrigan might have been one of them. It only just whizzed past the far post. Georgie Best, who has looked a little bit sharper in this game than apparently he has in one or two lately. Creran's header, man for City. Sadler to Creran. Good ball from Creran to Sartori. Sartori must go. Corrigan gets his not inconsiderable bulk behind it. Sartori. Man. Young. Burns. Doyle. Young. Lee waiting on the far wing, but Doyle bursting through here. Good goal! Good goal! This has not been a very distinguished game defensively so far. All 3 of the goals that we've had might have been stopped. Doyle was half-checked there, managed to burst his way through and score his 6th goal of the season. 2-1, only just over a quarter of the game gone. Brian Kidd. Creran with the free kick. Leaving it for Sadler. Edwards is up there. Sartori. Charlton trip, no penalty. Mr. Kirkpatrick taking the view that Bobby Charlton was setting off on a run and just tripped over somebody's foot. Now Charlton. Bobby Charlton, who went down in the penalty area there, but the last person to protest. Bobby takes all the knocks and the rubs of the green that are going. Fine header by Sadler, but no profit to United. Man. Took his eye off it. Still spinning. Oakes. Lee and Mann. Bowyer, Lee, Young. It's Doyle. Morgan. Tony Book for City. Pardo. Bowyer is unmarked in the penalty area and calling. Doyle going across to take the throw in. Looks as though it'll be a long one. Good header from Pardo and a good clearance by Sadler with Lee bursting through on him. Jeffries. Oakes. Doyle. Booth. Pardo. Still Pardo. Much too hard. Ferrand, Charlton, Burns. Ferrand. And again Ferrand, a little bit unlucky to lose that one to Young. And the City forwards a little bit anchored in the mud there because they were on the borderline of being offside. Kidd, Ferrand. Edwards to Charlton. Tony Dunn. Kidd, Best. Charlton. Best again. Georgie Best running on and hitting that one over, but what a lovely little pass it was from Bobby Charlton. Just nudging it out into space as Best ran round behind him. Morgan. Best. Best again. Shade of last-second desperation about Corrigan's dive there. I don't know whether the ball changed direction or whether he was unsighted, but as it happened, it was going outside. Going away, perhaps he was trying to stop the corner. That's George Best down there, injured. Back there is Francis Burns. Best is on his feet again. It's Doyle having treatment from Dave Ewing. Best from Jack Crompton. The respective trainers have done their trick, and so it's going to be a corner to Manchester United. On the left, Morgan; on the right, Bobby Charlton. Tony Book just on the edge of the picture. Over it comes, Kidd's under it, but Corrigan's got it. Fearand. Corrigan's ball. Doyle. Booth. City playing it a little bit too delicately to each other on this slippery surface in their own penalty area. Best. And the whistle for half-time sends the players in at the end of a half that's been littered with mistakes, but also given a fair proportion of exciting and attractive open attacking football and a lot of goal-mouth incidents, and 3 goals shared out at the moment in Manchester City's favour, but one wouldn't say, with 45 minutes still to play, that this is going to be the end of the scoring. Anyway, there we are at the moment. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2. Waiting for the kick-off for the second half, part of the 60,000 odd crowd, which brings the total of spectators who have watched Manchester United home and away in League, FA Cup and League Cup this season past the 2.5 million mark. 2.5 million fans, some indication of the draw that this side is. Shall we see them this afternoon pull back from this 2-1 deficit at half-time? Makes the most of the second chance. Fearand. Edwards with no challenge. Best. Booth. And Bowyer here in a good position, leaving Burns. This kick. Lovely chance went begging there. Sartori chased by Lee. Kidd. Booth with him. 2 under-23 colleagues earlier in the season. Edwards. Burns. Best. Booth in a bit of trouble there. Kidd couldn't get his shot in, and Corrigan saves. It was a back pass that gave him a little bit of heart failure there, I think. Young. Doyle coming up square of him. And there's Lee. Moving into position for his left foot. No penalty. George Best, and the crowd's roar goes up a few decibels, and down goes Best. Quite unnecessarily, I think, just accidentally tripped maybe by Nick Doyle there, and we're going to have a substitute on for Manchester United. Dennis Law is coming on. And who's going to come off? Carlo Sartori. This is the switch that United have worked in the last 3 matches. Off comes Sartori, boy who has grown up so much in this side this season, played so well in midfield. And there's Law quickly in action and well offside. To Doyle, he's on the wing. Good running by this 35-year-old. Edwards to Best and Lee and Book in pursuit. Oakes, Young, Bowyer, Tony Dunn. Wanting somebody to move for him. Flag was up there, I think, for offside. Burns. Offside flag up again against Law. No, given the other way for a foul on Law against City. Morgan. Kieran, Book, Burns. A lot of United pressure. Best to Charlton. Charlton making space for himself. Corrigan seeing the rebound off one of his own defenders. Kieran for United. Dennis Law. Charlton, Morgan. And Law was offside. 3 times there, United used the quick 1-2, but the final one found Law running through offside. Dennis Law, who's been dogged by injuries this season. This is his 3rd appearance as a substitute, and he's had 11 full games besides. Doyle. Bowyer. George Best. The 2 number 11s, Pardo and Best. This is Tony Dunn. Morgan. Law is there with him. Dunn. Jeffries up to Lee. Well, it's a throw-in. Paddy Kieran with the throw, but the referee, not sure whether he's having words with Pardo or wiping the mud out of his eye. I think he was just helping him clean up. Burns, past Book. Booth coming in and getting the benefit of the bounce. Booth a little bit lucky there. Young, Book. Lee. Francis Lee with an eye full of mud. George Best, with plenty of evidence that he's been in the thick of things. Viewing has done his stuff again. He's had a busy afternoon. Tony Book wanting people to move out. He's going to take a long one. Trying to push it onto Bowyer's head. Bowyer gets up well. Dunn. Burns. Oakes. Three-quarters of the match gone then. 2-1 City lead. The pace inevitably slowing. Combination of the effects of this pitch and the efforts of the previous week. Because although United have had these tremendous cup semi-finals, City, remember, had a hard game yesterday against Derby County. And City next week have their important semi-final of the Cup Winners' Cup in Germany. Burns penalised, free kick to City, indirect free kick. And well saved by Stepney, and he's lost it! Didn't know where it was, and he still hasn't got hold of it. What an extraordinary incident. Kid brought down by Boo. With a pretty rough and ready tackle, but it stopped Brian Kidd, and it's given Manchester United a free kick. Take it again, rolling ball. That's better. Best. Uncharacteristically bad pass. Neil Young, Francis Lee. Young to Book. Oakes. Doyle there with him. Going forward now. Book. Oakes. Pardo. Mann. Good break this by Mann. Young! Just turned off a Manchester United defender. Neil Young thought he was going to roll that into the net. The ball just caught a defender and glanced away for a corner. Alex Stepney at the far post, putting on his gloves to try and cope with a slippery ball and a muddy pitch. Lee. Lost Law. Nice little chip, but headed away well by Edwards. Oakes now for City. Pardo. Away by Sadler. Oakes. Doyle. Whistle for another infringement there that I didn't see, but Mr. Kirkpatrick very sharp-eyed. Book. Pardo, a good header. Stepney forced to punch, and Law taking it away to safety. Whistle had gone anyway for a foul. Flag up for offside for the umpteenth time. We're now in injury time. This is Neil Young for City. Booth following that through the air and getting himself well behind it. Mr. Kirkpatrick just checking his watch as he takes position for the free kick. The City fans beginning to taunt the Stretford end, and Mr. Kirkpatrick pointing out that it doesn't do to waste time. Lee penalised for making a bank. And that'll do, says Mr. Kirkpatrick. The end of the fifth meeting this season between Manchester United and Manchester City ends in Manchester City's favour. They win by 2-1. The scorers Lee from a penalty and Mike Doyle their second, and Brian Kidd the scorer for Manchester City. For Manchester United. And now we just thought perhaps to bring the season up to date in terms of City and United, and City have rather come out on top. 3 wins to them, 1 to United and 1 match drawn. The good news for City also is that the only real casualty today was Neil Young, who got a bit of a bruise on the thigh, but I gather from the dressing room that he'll be okay for the Cup Winners' Cup tie on Wednesday. Colin Bell is almost certain to be back, and there are good hopes for Mike Summerby as well. Now we go down south to have a look at one of the relegation battles that was going on today. At Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace were playing Ipswich, an important game at the bottom of the First Division. We'll see highlights of that game now from London Weekend Television. Your commentator, Brian Moore.
Scott with the corner. Hoy to flick it on, and McCormick almost getting in on it. Now there's a good chase going on with Morris, or rather Woods, and now Robertson. And a good save there. But here's Clark over the top, and that really should have been the goal. A tremendous counter-attack there by Ipswich. Very good work indeed in the build-up by Woods. A rousing shot. First by Robertson, and not such a good one by this fellow Frank Clark. Kemba. Hoy. Blythe. To Sewell. McCormick. Scott. Clark, for once getting the better of McCormick. Finding Mills, a former youth international. And now Robertson. Good turn of speed there, and Clark getting in on it. McCormick too, and it's a goal for Ipswich by Woods. Charlie Woods with 18 minutes gone. Jefferson, Sewell, and Collard right back to dispossess him. Well, it's the sort of situation now where Hoy hurls one of those long throws of his into the goal mouth. Palace will look for something from this now. And it is a good long throw. Blythe to get underneath it. McCormick! McCormick! And it's a goal by McCormick. 1-1. And the referee, Morrissey, saying, I want that ball back 10 yards before you take it. Scott and Kemba there. Kemba to lift it. McCormick trying to get under it. In fact, flicking it on for Blythe. And Kemba going in. And just over for what would have been an own goal. Kemba really, once he'd played that ball, was roaring into the penalty area. Mel Blythe. Well, that really must be best. Morris, and a nice dummy there by Robertson, which beat Hoadley. Clark is waiting with a header. Just over. That's just about the first time that Frank Clark has had a clear header, because McCormick has patrolled that area so well. John Jackson with the goal kick. And the ball out of play. And Taylor, good running by him. Taylor, oh, and Best had to go down if he could have screwed it back a little more. Scott was closing in so fast, but a good run there by Tony Taylor.
Brian Moore was the commentator, Bob Gardam the director. The pictures came from London Weekend Television. Next weekend we shall be out again looking for highlights and excitement in league football. We hope you'll join us then, and we hope some rather drier weather does too. Till then, goodbye.